Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't join you live or in person tonight, but thank you for this chance to speak with you. My name is Kelly Schultz. I work for Lake County Forest Preserves, and I'm excited to share with you some of our current volunteer openings that we have. So here are your forest preserves. You can see in dark green across the county, we have 31,000 acres of land across 64 sites, which means you're never more than 10 minutes from a forest preserve anywhere in the county. And we have a lot going on. The easiest way to jump in as a volunteer is to join our restoration work days. You can find this right on our calendar on our website. You can filter by the category of restoration work days to see a bunch of these popping up. Click on any one of those and you'll find information on, there's a link in there for where you're meeting, who's running it, and their contact information so that you are fully prepared for that work day. A lot of what we're doing right now is cutting out buckthorn. As many of you probably know, this is an invasive plant, a real jerk of a species. It fills in quickly. The berries are a laxative, so they're not real healthy for the birds to eat. It messes with the soil. The plant has this amodin chemical that's all throughout, but especially in the leaves. So when the leaves drop into waterways, it leaches out and it's killing frogs and amphibians. All around a real jerk of a plant. So we're excited to see more of it going away from our preserves every single year, and then replacing it with something better. So we're doing a lot of seeding efforts, we're planting oak trees, all this kind of stuff to help the ecosystem recover. And if you're interested in doing this on your own property, you might want to check out this free Healthy Hedge brochure with some suggested replacement species. Our restoration work days are open to drop-ins. There's no commitment required, no experience necessary. Just come join us. These work days are 2 to 3 hours long. We welcome ages 10 and up with an adult. Minors do need the signature from their legal guardian to participate, but no experience. We've got trained volunteers who will help explain the work as you go, or sometimes staff at these work days, and you'll get to go off trail and see kind of behind the scenes what your forest preserves look like. Here's a recent work day. You can notice how thick and dark it is on the left side of the photo before, and here it is after just 2.5 hours worth of work. All of that was just buckthorn in this one little spot. And you can see those piles on the right that we have to go back and burn. If you're interested in any of these more skilled roles, being a brush pile boss or a chainsaw operator, you have to go through our training and certifications first. But we offer those for free for volunteers. And if you're a drop-in, you can have the confidence to know that these folks have been through training with us before they're allowed to cut at a work day. Pretty soon we'll be switching to garlic mustard. This is another Eurasian weed that was brought in by the early settlers. It's a mustard plant with a strong garlic odor. Very easy to pull, but it takes a lot of hands to do that. So if you're interested in this kind of work, this will be starting in May. We'll be pulling garlic mustard. Just plan to have some garlic bread or some lasagna for lunch that day. We also do a lot of native seed collection. So oftentimes we're collecting for use within the same site. Maybe we've cleared out the buckthorn on the west side, so now we're going to the east side to collect bottlebrush grass, Joe Pye weed, brown-eyed Susans, and then we'll sow that seed in the area where the buckthorn used to be to help it recover. Other times we have a bumper crop of something, milkweeds or blazing stars. And so we'll collect those and put them into the general pool for other Lake County Forest Preserve use, because we need a lot of seed every year. If you're interested in supporting the wildlife side of our work, you might want to join the dragonfly or butterfly monitoring programs. We don't have an entomologist on staff, so this kind of work really helps us a lot. Both these programs are administered by the Peggy Notabart Museum of Chicago. So the data you collect in the preserves helps us, but it also goes into that bigger data set so that if there's those questions of, hey, the species is doing really well or really poorly, is that a local issue or is this a Chicagoland regional issue? So it's great to partner with them. There's Zoom trainings coming up. You can find through their websites, or you can find it in April. I listed the Zoom training that I will be joining as well. The first half of the Zoom training will be the protocols. The second half will be, you'll choose a breakout room to learn either about dragonflies or butterflies. The commitment for this program is to go out at least 6 times during the summer. You'll get a predetermined route, usually an hour and a half worth of your time, and you walk a trail at this kind of slow wedding march type of pace and write down all the butterflies or dragonflies you see. And they'll tell you the weather that is ideal for finding a rich diversity of these species. And for these guys, it's pretty much those gorgeous days that you want to be out anyway. If it's too hot, too cold, too windy, too rainy, they're not going to be out. So beautiful days 6 times in the summer. It's pretty easy. We're also looking for birders to help us with our breeding bird surveys that we do every year. We work with the Bird Conservation Network for this program. We do want folks who have a fair amount of experience because you'll be given predetermined points off trail that you hike out to, usually by yourself or with one partner, and then write down every bird that you see or hear. So it does help to have a fair amount of birding experience if you're going to join that particular program. But you can contact BCN or us for more information about that. And then Bee Spotter, this is a really easy program to join. There's no commitment necessary. It's completely opportunistic. See a bumblebee, snap a photo, upload it to the Bee Spotter website. It's that easy. They do have these keys on there so you can try to identify what species you're looking at. They'll ask you for when and where you saw it, but then all of that is confirmed by the U of I personnel. So again, we don't have an entomologist on staff, and we're especially interested in bees because of the endangered rusty patch bumblebee, which was photographed at a restoration work day. So you never know when you might find these guys. If you're interested in sticking with the plant side of the work, you might want to check out the Plants of Concern program. This is for our rare, threatened, and endangered species. It's administered by the Chicago Botanic Garden. This is completely online training, self-paced. So you go to their website, sign up for the training, and you can do the whole thing in one sitting, or you can just do one chapter at a time. Once you've completed the training, they will assign you to a location and a species. So you'll go out and check on that species, make sure, is it still there? How many stems or individual plants, or how much square footage does it cover? You're looking for things like, is it flowering or seeding or something that tells us about the reproductive health? And this program is of interest to us because Lake County is home to more endangered and threatened species than any other county in Illinois. That's because we have a richer diversity of habitats. We have bogs, we have Lake Michigan and the ravines and the beaches. So it helps to have more eyes looking for these rare species. Another program you might like, if you're not interested in hiking really far off trail, this could be a better fit for you. The Independence Grove Native Gardeners, these are those beautiful gardens that are near the Welcome Center. So the volunteers are handling the planting, the weeding, the watering. They're growing out some plants in the hoop house every year. They put out those cute little garden signs so that you can learn more about the species. So if you're interested in gardening, this might be the group for you. They're usually active May through September and 2 days during the week. So again, you can drop in or you can become a regular. And our native plant sale is coming back for the first time in 3 years. We're doing it in person. So we're looking for volunteers to help with this program too. You can sign up for shifts to help during the actual sale. You can help with the setup, the cleanup, but we'd love to have you at our native plant sale on Mother's Day weekend. For any of these volunteer programs, you can sign up by going to our website, lcfpd.org. You'll see this volunteer square. Click on that. It'll bring you to this volunteer page, and there's a volunteer interest form. You fill that out, tell us what you're interested in doing. It'll get funneled to the right staff person, and we'll contact you to follow up. Including the programs I didn't mention today because they aren't currently recruiting. You can fill out an interest form, and they could add you to a wait list. Thanks so much for your time and for all that you do to help the forest preserves and the earth.